FNAF needs no introduction. It's that game where you stare at cameras, manage your power, and close the door once a spooky, quirky robot is next to your door. This one game that released back in 2014, which is the year that gave us titles such as Alien Isolation and the Dark Souls 2, managed to shake the world upside down. This little tiny indie game managed to create a new genre called mascot horror, and it also made careers from nothing. With so many people interested in FNAF, some people decided to make their own spin on the franchise, adding their own creative and innovative ideas into their own little FNAF fan games. Most of them suck, and no hate by the way, I think the FNAF fan game scene has one of the most creative and talented amount of devs out there, releasing full-fledged games for free for people to enjoy. I just think that most of these fan games have amazing idea but poor execution. Until this fan game came out. The Joy of Creation is a FNAF fan game released all the way back in 2017, developed by a guy called Nickson and a couple of people who helped him. To say that this game exceeds Scott Cawthon's games is an understatement. The amount of care this fan game has is insane, but it wasn't always like this. You see, before the Joy of Creation story mode came out, Nickson released a little game called the Joy of Creation Reborn. It is a free-roam Slenderman collect the 8 pages type of game, but with FNAF animatronics instead, rather than the 5'9" foot tall white person. And the game wasn't that good. The Joy of Creation Reborn is, like I said, a free-roam FNAF game where you need to collect a certain amount of items before the time runs out. Kinda like Slenderman the 8 pages. It's a little indie game with nothing special to it, apart from the animation. There are 4 levels to complete with different animatronics in each level. All animatronics have a little quirk to them. For example, with Foxy, if his eyes flash red, you need to point the flashlight at him to stun him and giving you time to run away. But apart from that, the Joy of Creation Reborn is really nothing special. Also, why do we run like this? Now we're getting to the interesting part. The Joy of Creation story mode is, well, you guessed it, the story mode of the game, with cutscenes, voice acting, and lore. The Joy of Creation story mode is so different from Reborn in so many different ways. First of all, the level system is changed to a night system, kinda like the original FNAFs, but rather than every night is the same but more chaotic and challenging, every night in this game is different. Basically, the nights here are separate levels with completely different gameplay mechanics and completely different animatronics sometimes. So let's jump straight into night 1. The bedroom is the first level in this game, and just like any first level in any game, it takes time to introduce you to the mechanics, but not in a way where it's boring and uneventful. Any FNAF game. The first night is actually very hectic, with 4 animatronics in the first night. Each of them have a different way to deal with. It can be quite chaotic. You play as Nick, who is Scott's little son. You are in, well, you guessed it, the bedroom, and you are stuck in your crib, awakened by a guy named Michael that sounds super friendly but a bit anxious. He tells you that you are in grave danger and starts explaining how to deal with all the threats. First, there is Freddy. Freddy will come up to your window. Every time he moves, there will be a little sound cue. If he's looking through your window, close the curtains on him. Once you hear another sound cue, that means he's gone. Second is Bonnie. Bonnie will try to open the door. Once he opens the door, turn off the lights and act like you're sleeping until he leaves. Foxy will be hiding under your bed. Once he puts his claw, act like you're sleeping. Chica, on the other hand, doesn't care about anything other than the lamp light. If you turn off the lamp, Chica should go away. Now keep in mind that all of these animatronics won't be coming separately but all at the same time, sometimes. So you need to manage them nearly perfectly. Also keep in mind that there is a sanity meter. If you turn off the lights off for too long, your sanity will deplete. And if Chica scares you, your sanity will decrease tremendously. And if your sanity turns red, you will start to hallucinate and die as a result. Overall, the first night is pretty tough for a first timer, but it's super fun and engaging at the same time. I'll be ranking every night now, so I'll put this at A tier. Living room is the second level where you play as Val, Scott's wife, and unlike the first level where you were stuck in a crib and are unable to move, in this level you can free roam in the living room. After Scott leaves you to check on his kid, Michael calls Val and warns her that she is not safe, also explaining to her that she can use the TV to check on the animatronics coming for her. There are 4 animatronics in this level. Freddy and Foxy operate the same. Both of them will walk the respective hallway, and once close to you they will open the door. You can hide by hugging the wall on each side of the living room, and in order for them to not come at the same time, you will need to pause their movement using the TV. Bonnie will be coming from the double door that are in front of the TV. You can't pause him, so you need to listen carefully for his sound cues. He will make 4 sound cues before he opens the door. And Chica, well, Chica seems to always be the autistic one. She will spawn on each side of you when you are using the TV. And in order to deal with her, you need to get up from the TV and look away from Chica. This night is honestly easier than the first night since it's super chill, but it can get quite hectic at the end when you are unable to hear the animatronics on your screen is turning all red. So overall, this night gets a B tier. The office is the easiest night out of all nights in this game, and it's still not easy as pressing the like button and subscribing cause I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe guys, if we reach 1,000 subscribers I'm gonna be fucking happy. In the office you play as Scott, being stuck inside his office and also getting assaulted by all 4 animatronics, making him not able to leave his office unless he finds Freddy a total of 12 times and flash him. That's the key to beating this night. Just like the living room, you have complete free roam of your office, and there's also a computer with 3 screens. Each screen has a camera for the respective door or window. Freddy will spawn randomly on each camera, and if you spot him, you need to open said door or window and flash him. Simple, right? Well, no. Foxy will also spawn in the cameras and he will start banging on the door or window. So you need to point the camera at him so he can leave you. If you don't point the camera at him, he will kill you. Bonnie in this night will not kill the player, but disable the cameras. And that's a blessing in disguise, since Foxy will not spawn in the same place that Bonnie destroyed. Chica on the other hand will come out of the office wall, spawning in 3 or sometimes 4 cupcakes. You need to find said cupcakes in order for her to leave you alone. Again, find Freddy 12 times before 6 AM and you should beat the night. Overall, this night is very simple and it gets a B tier. The basement is, well, the worst level in this game, not because it's overly explained, but barely explained at all. This level is cut into 6 segments, well, technically 4. You play as Scott Cawthon. He goes down to the basement to see his family. He gets knocked down by an unknown entity. You wake up in a toilet, you decide to leave the toilet, and then the night starts. Now the first segment is piss easy. You just need to go to the basement exit door and go back to the toilet. The second segment is so poorly explained. The words on the TV tell you to burn the remains of the animatronics. There are 4 items you need to burn. Bonnie's guitar is an item in a closet. If you open the wrong closet, well, you're dead. The second item is Chica's cupcake. You will find it behind the Chica poster, but don't open the poster too early because you will die. You will hear a grunt from the poster. Once that grunting has stopped, now you can look behind the poster. The third item is Foxy's hook, which can be found in a trash can. Once the player picks up the hook, an endo will spawn next to you. Put the hook in the furnace and the endo will disappear. Finally, Freddy's hat. Now this one is stupid. You will pick up Freddy's hat and an endo will spawn next to the furnace. Now what you have to do here is go up the stairs and then that endo will despawn. Great stuff. Keep in mind that this is not explained at all. The third segment is pretty easy. There will be a door with a code. That code can be obtained if you look at the drawings in the wall. Once you enter in that code, an endo will spawn. This endo operates like a weeping angel. Basically, if you look at him, he will freeze. If you look away from him, he will move. Enter the second room, find the code, take the key and go back to the toilet. Pretty simple. The fourth segment is, well, just a walking sim. The fifth one and the final one is the only one that is decent. 5 endos will spawn in the basement. 3 of them are weeping angels and 2 of them are like a trip mine. If you get close to them, you will die. Find the button near the stairs, open the gate and exit the basement. Pretty cool, right? Overall, this level stinks and it's so poorly explained. So overall, this level gets a C tier. The only saving grace for this level is the checkpoints. Now finally, the attic is the last level in the Joy of Creation story mode, and oh did they cook. You play as Scott Cawthon again, now trapped in the attic. Michael calls through a radio explaining that there will be no way out and the only thing you are able to do now is burn with your creation. Get it guys? Now this level is the hardest level out of any nights we played before. There are 4 threats in this level that can kill you. First are the camera endos. These endos will spawn in the camera. If you see them, shut the door. door. The second threat is the running endos. These endos are the easiest threat to deal with, since you don't need to be looking at something specific but just need to have good hearing. These endos will run towards the door. If you hear them running, well, shut the door. The third threat is Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy will be in the attic with you whenever you turn around. In order to deal with him, you need to look away from him. Now finally, the creation. The creation will try to make its way up to you. It will start in the basement and will slowly make its way up to the attic. You need to flash the creation in order for it to reset. Keep in mind that once the creation has gone to another level, it's impossible to reset it back to a lower level. The goal here in this night is not to stay alive until 6 AM, but to flash Golden Freddy a total of 12 times. Once that's done, you should beat this night. Overall, this night is the best night out of any night in this game, so it gets an S tier. So, the Joy of Creation Story Mode is an amazing game. Nickson and his team did an absolute wonderful job with this fan game. From the levels to the animatronics to the sound design to the animation, everything is so fine-tuned. And now that the Joy of Creation Story Mode is getting a remaster, I'm kinda hyped for it, since, well, look at how good the demo was. If you want to check out this game for yourself, go on, give it a try. I'll leave the link to this game in the description. I mean, it's free, so why not? Also, while at it, please give me a like if you enjoyed watching this video, and subscribe too. We're close to 1,000 subscribers, and if we reach that, I'm going to explode. So finally, is this game better than Sonic CD? Well, speaking truthfully, nah. Fuck you guys, and bye-bye.
Probably gonna hit that don't save changes again. Used to write a song a day. It's just that lately my perfection's in the way of me, and I can't make no changes to save me. Wish I could write more and care less. Wish I could write more and care less. Write more and care less and care less.
Okay, so and then no, so that would mean the door is to your left and then to your right. There's no double door. Look, let me get pink. Let me get pink. Like, look at my screen share. I'll explain this to you perfectly.